Is it safe to go past the oil service due date? Next oil change was due at 324,386 kilometers. Looks like I'm over 6,430 kilometers past the next service due date. Does this mean my van will explode? Let's go and take a quick look. No explosion yet. So what's really happening? All I see is dirty oil that hasn't turned pitch black yet.
So basically, I've gone over 6,000 kilometers overdue for this next service mileage sticker, which means plus another 5,000 kilometers that I used before I hit there. That's about 11,000 kilometers I got used from the single oil change with synthetic oil. Let's see the oil. You can tell it's much lighter. It looks more clean. So that tells me that it's a bit low. I should get a oil change soon, but I'm still good. Don't need it for a bit. So I don't have to go in right at 5,000 kilometers. Whatever they recommend, you can actually go longer with the synthetic oil, as you see here. As you can see here, I now got a new oil change very recently, and it's at here 33137. So yes, that's over the last mileage that I had. And now I just wanted to show you quickly how similar the last oil looked, even though it seemed due very badly for oil change that time. And you tell me if the last oil that was in the car was really that bad or not. So let's check it out. Okay. So here, let's check out the oil now. Okay, so there's that new oil change recently. A little bit high, but yeah, clean. But it looks almost the last oil, you know, maybe a couple points cleaner, but the last one that was bad didn't have wasn't completely black after I ran it through the engine. So that tells me that just because your oil is black in the morning when you check your oil before you start doesn't mean it's the true true condition of the engine oil. But then again, I went over maybe 6,000, 5,000 kilometers overdue, and then after a while the detergents and the additives will start to wear off, making the engine more susceptible to wear and tear. So sure, after 5,000, 6,000 kilometers overdue, you could go for an oil change. But to me personally, I don't really, even though people recommend you do an oil change every 5 months, I don't think that really you really need to do it every 5,000 kilometers. Even though people recommend you get an oil change every 5,000 kilometers, after doing this test today and many times I've done before, I can already safely say that you don't need to get an oil change every 5,000 kilometers like the sticker says. This one here, I went 5,000 kilometers plus another 6,000 on top of those mileage. And there's no issue that I've had run into so far. And all I can say is if it looks clean, then it probably is.
Automotive for beginners.